Hey there, Chef D Malfi here, and welcome to Plant-Based Made Easy. Happy Thursday. Today I'm going to be making with you a delicious and satisfying snack recipe. So yummy. Today we're making a sesame tofu toast. Now this is a healthy version of a shrimp toast or a prawn toast. If you're familiar with this type of classic recipe, usually it's one of these foods that most people get at Chinese food restaurants, Asian food restaurants, or Asian food grocery stores. And it's like kind of a takeout food. Lots of people don't normally make this in the home, but I found a really super simple way to make this shrimp toast a tofu healthy version that only requires a few ingredients that you probably already have on hand. So let's get right into it. And if you have any questions along the way, please let me know. Now, this recipe comes straight out of my Plant-Based Made Easy Cookbook. This is issue number 8. You guys, I'm so excited. We've almost been doing Plant-Based Made Easy for a year. I cannot believe I'm already on issue 8. Right now, I'm currently working on issue 10. I've already completed 9. And it is just, this year has gone by so fast. Just a couple things that I want to say about this. If you are interested in going plant-based and you want a really fun, easy resource, this is it. And this show is it. I've created this just for you, all right? I had you in mind because as I was creating Plant-Based Made Easy, I myself was going plant-based just not 1 year ago. So April 1st, 2020, I went plant-based. And in the process, I've inspired some of my closest family members and friends to join me and all the 5,000 people within this community. So I'm so stoked to be here and I'm really glad that you're with me. Know that if you really do want to try on plant-based, this is going to be your best bet. This is a cookbook that has a month of recipes. It's going to give you everything from breakfasts, lunches, sweet snacks, dinners, and staple recipes. And I color code all the recipes so that you know which day we're working out of. It even comes with a cool calendar menu tool. So you can actually look at the entire menu of the cookbook in the very beginning of the cookbook and then decide what are the days that you're going to actually prepare these recipes. I also include a really cool journal reflection writing tool in this cookbook as well, because I'm not just a chef, I'm an integrative nutrition health coach. So I am a nutritionist and I love to talk all things health. And so use this as a resource. And I really hope that you'll consider either just buying the cookbook as a one-off for $12, or even better yet, you can subscribe to my cookbook monthly membership, which is going to give you a new cookbook every single month, just as soon as it's produced and it is delivered right to your inbox. All of these products are digital cookbooks, so you can actually put them on your devices. You can put them on multiple devices. You can print them out like I have, and whatever works for you, use this as a cool resource. But the episodes here are really a promotional vehicle to get you guys to consider purchasing the cookbook and all of the wonderful recipes within. So now let's get cooking, all right? So I'm going to be making this shrimp tofu, not shrimp. I'm going to do shrimp in air quotes. This sesame tofu toast, okay? It is a take on a traditional Chinese shrimp toast or prawn toast, but I'm going to tell you it's even better. All right, so the first thing that we want to do is I want to actually talk about the ingredients. So I'm going to bring in an overhead. And will you guys tell me, can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? Yes, can you hear me? I really want to know. I'm coming back to this. Can you hear me when I go to the overhead? Please type in the comment box if you can. We had an issue with it yesterday. So I am now here. Can you hear me? All right, so here are some of the ingredients that we're going to use. First things first, we want some type of bread. I'm going to use low sodium sprouted bread here. You can use a French baguette. You can use anything that you want, but I really like the sprouted whole wheat because it is more nutrient dense, and sandwich bread works really well because it's nice and flat and it's thin, okay? So that's what I want. Now, the next thing that I need is, of course, some sesame seeds. I'm going to use a combination of black and yellow sesame seeds, which are so delicious and so beautiful. And then the star of our show, of course, we need tofu, all right? So today, here's what I'm going to use: an 8-ounce block of sprouted tofu. If you've never used tofu, it is such a delicious and versatile ingredient because it really is a neutral flavor. Here's the tofu that I'm going to use today. This is organic sprouted tofu. This happens to be a Trader Joe's product. So I love talking about Trader Joe's products. You can see this is USDA organic. It has that label here, right here, and the global certified label, which means that it is certified organic around the world as well. Now, what is sprouted tofu versus regular tofu? So super simple. It is really simply just the tofu itself has been sprouted, so really kind of soaked in water until it germinates, and then, the soybeans themselves soaked in water until they germinate, And then they're made into, tofu bricks, or in this case, loaves. All right. Different countries call it different things, but I like to just call it like a block of tofu. So that's what sprouted tofu is. And it just really, again, this is where the micro and the macro nutrients within the tofu itself become more bioavailable in our gut microbiome. You can see I'm getting on my tippy toes because I'm not sure, but I'm pointing to my belly, right? Our gut microbiome. This is the most important part of our healthy body. We absolutely want to feed our gut really good ingredients, things that are going to actually nourish our gut and give it all of the great good bacteria. Okay, we want to really kind of avoid anything that's going to be inflammatory or feed it into bad bacteria. Okay, and I'm using value judgments here, good and bad, but that's not necessarily what your stomach thinks of it. Either it thinks of it as nutrients, or it thinks of it as inflammation. Okay, and inflammation for the gut would be things like sugar and alcohol, sometimes gluten, sometimes an over amount of over-processed foods like chips and baked goods that are not homemade and things like that, bread, an overabundance of things that are kind of like make you feel a little bit inflamed. All right, so we want to really focus on the good nutrients for our belly. Now, the last few ingredients that I'm going to use in this amazing sesame tofu toast are my flavor agents. So I have here a little ground ginger, and I'm using ground ginger. Again, this is a Trader Joe's product. I just have it here in my dish so you can see what it looks like. It has this tan color. It's gorgeous. Comes in a shaker. I'm also going to use a little low sodium soy sauce here, and I'm going to show you the brand that I like. Again, Trader Joe's is my best bet. This is reduced sodium, and it is so darn delicious. It is actually the only soy sauce that they have in their store, and I really appreciate that the only one that they have is the reduced sodium. So that's great. I'm also going to use a garlic clove here. You can actually use frozen or fresh, but I prefer fresh. And then we're going to make a delicious dipping sauce with maybe some ground fresh chili paste and some rice wine vinegar. And then we're going to fry this up with just a little bit of avocado or sesame oil. All right. You guys with me? All right, cool. So I'm coming back to you now. And what I want to do is do a split screen, and let's get into it. All right. So first things first, I need to prepare my my vehicle, or my toast in this case. All right. So this is going to be the vehicle for the sesame tofu filling. And what I want to do is grab my trash can first so that I have that. And I just want to cut this into, actually, I think I'm going to remove the crusts because I want to make this really beautiful for you and with you. So remove the crusts so that this looks even more delicious when it's fried up. And you guys, I store my sliced sandwich bread in the freezer. Do you do that? Does anyone on this line do that? I love storing bread in the freezer because I don't eat it all that often. I don't eat it like every single day. And if you do, that's okay. But it really keeps fresh in the freezer. And I just take out what I need, and then I, defrost it right in my toaster. So that's what I do. And I can tell this is super duper fresh. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually cut this into, I want squares. So get this, I'm using a serrated knife. I had someone yesterday ask me, where do I get my cool knives? You guys, I'll pop the link to these knives. Actually, I'll pop the link to my Amazon storefront as well as these knives right in the comment box after the show, okay? Forgot to do that yesterday, but these are really cool. These are Chef's Visions knives, and these are really real photos from NASA. I love them. All right, so I have some little squares here. This looks fantastic. All right, I'm gonna just pop these right back onto a plate, get them out of the way. You can make these as big or as small as you want. Let me just clear the decks. I have a towel, didn't I? No, I didn't grab one yet. Kitchen towel time. There it is. And I want to clean as I go. It's really important for me. I got to keep a really clean work surface. And if you can do this, you're going to feel a little bit less, frenzied in the kitchen. You're going to actually feel a little bit more calm if you can keep a really clean kitchen as you cook. All right, so now let's make the filling. Super duper simple. Now this sprouted tofu comes in 2 in a pack. They're each 8-ounce blocks. I'm going to use one. I've drained it, and I didn't need to press it or anything. I'm just going to add it right to my food processor here. Now you can see that I'm using my, oopsie, wrong one. I'm going to do this cam. This is my Vitamix food processor, which I'm going to put right here. And you can see half of it. I'm going to also now add a garlic clove. And in this food processor, we have an S-blade. I want some ground ginger. Now, you guys, if you want the quantities, consider please purchasing the cookbook or becoming a member to get a discounted cookbook every single month. that is how I can make my money to continue to make these videos for you. A little soy sauce goes right in. And one last thing I forgot to mention is sesame oil. So I'm going to use a little sesame oil today. There we go. And just throw this in as well. And then, of course, I want to season this with just a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. So if you are whole food plant-based, you might leave this out, but I am not completely whole food plant-based. I do salt, oil, and sugar, but just in small quantities and for flavor. And that's it. I'm going to pop this on and get this working. Now, this machine is just going to kind of make this into a paste, and that's what I want. I already have it turned on. There we go. You can see it now. Okay, stop it. It only takes a second. And then I want you to take your spatula and then run it around the blade just to make sure that everything is going to get nice and kind of mixed up. And already, like, it really kind of smells like the filling of shrimp toast. I want to tell a quick story that I used to make shrimp toast every single day at the restaurant I worked at, one of the restaurants I worked at in New York City called Prune. This looks fantastic. And I'm telling you right now that this recipe is just as good, if not better. And the reason I say better is because it's healthier. And it actually has it's a lot cheaper because we're not using shrimp. But it tastes so darn delicious. All right, this camera I'm going to straighten out, and I'm coming back to you here. Let's do a split screen. All right, so you can see here is our delicious tofu paste. This is the filling. There we go. Camera takes a second to sometimes focus. And we used to make this shrimp toast. We used to make traditional shrimp toast in the restaurant, at Prune Restaurant, every lunch, and it was so good. I loved that recipe. And this is just like it, but it's healthier. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. All right, let me just make some room here because I feel a little cramped and I don't want to be cramped. Put this to the side. Now, I want to, like I said, I really do clean as I go. I'm not making that up, you guys. It's so important. Make sure that you kind of have a clean kitchen and you will feel a lot better. Actually, I'll leave this in the view in case you want to know what tofu I'm using. All right, so now I'm going to come back to just the overhead and I'm going to get my induction on. I use induction because it's super fast and in my studio, I don't have access to gas. So this is just going to turn on and I'm going to heat my saute pan here with just a little bit of avocado oil. Now, let me show you my two oils. Here's what I use. First things first, this is traditional extra virgin olive oil. You can tell because of the color. Yeah, well, I'm going to use avocado oil today because it has a higher smoke point, okay? Now, the best oil for frying, especially for dishes like this, would be peanut oil, but most peanut oil is hard to find now, especially not used in any schools, not used in most restaurants because of peanut allergy. So avocado oil is going to be your next best bet. It's got a really high smoke point and a very neutral flavor, and I'm just going to coat the bottom of my ceramic nonstick here, and this is going to be really great. This is going to actually make this delicious sesame toast really yummy. All right, I'm going to do a split screen and let's come back to the toast. So here's where it gets really fun. You want to grab your sesame seeds and you want to grab your little toast squares or points. You can make them any shape that you want. First things first, get a little spoon going and I'm going to mix up my black and regular sesame seeds. Love the combination because it makes it so beautiful. Okay, you can get these at any supermarket, usually in the spice section or the Asian ingredient section. Mix it up, and then you have this just gorgeous, perfectly speckled sesame seeds. And keep your spoon there because you're going to need it in a second. Now, take a little piece of this, of the square of the bread here, and I want you to take the filling, and I want you to actually just like put a mound of this right on. Now, the best thing to do is to create kind of like a pyramid shape. So you kind of want it like a little point. Do you see that? Cool. Place that down and then just keep doing that for all of these little squares. And this is exactly what you would do to make traditional prawn toast or shrimp toast, is you would make a toast with the shrimp or the prawn pieces, and then you would kind of make like a little point like this on the toast. Yeah? See that? It's so pretty. And once it's all cooked up, you're going to see how delicious it is and how it's so eye appealing is what this is. This is a great satisfying snack because it's beautiful, but it's like crunchy and flavorful. And I love this dish. Really great snack too, because you can see this is not taking me very long, right, people? Like, come on, you can do this. I know that you can. And if you have, this recipe really only takes like 15 minutes or so. If you have the ingredients ready, you can really kind of whip it up. And it's awesome because you can see it doesn't use that many ingredients. So if you have like unexpected guests, you're like, no, I want like something that's easy, right? Delicious, flavorful, filling. Here's it. Here's the recipe that you're going to use probably. This is going to be a really great recipe for entertaining, a really great recipe just for snacking, whatever. All right, I can see that this oil is really nice and hot. Now I'm going to do full overhead so you can see. Before I add these to the oil, what I'm going to do is take my little piece of sesame tofu toast and I'm going to dunk it in the sesame seeds. It's going to stick really easily. And now you have this mound. It's going to go right in the oil. And you'll hear a little popping, pinging. That's just the sesame seeds getting nice and toasted. I'm telling you, you are going to love this. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. You can type them in the comment box and I will answer them. Has anyone ever made a sesame toast before, or a prawn or shrimp toast? Has anyone ever made that at home? It's really fun to do. It's one of these things that's usually just a kind of a restaurant food because most people don't know how simple it is. And that's kind of a lot of these like hidden secrets of restaurants, is people think that it's like really difficult sometimes to make some of this, our favorite kind of items that we love to get out, but it's not. It's not that difficult. When we just like take the time to find a recipe that works for us, to have all the ingredients on hand, it can be really fun, actually. All right, this is going in. Penny, I want to read this out loud. Penny says, I've never eaten tofu. I'm 50-ish and concerned about weight gain and heard it can cause weight gain. I exercise 6 days a week. Penny, I want to address that. It's a really good question. Thank you so much for asking. And here's a kind of a similar question. Gwendolyn just asked, looks awesome. Any idea on calorie count? I'm coming back to you because I want to answer while I look at you guys. You guys, I don't count calories. It's not part of my ethos in the kitchen, okay? And the reason I don't is because when I start counting calories, which I've never done, but when I've been asked to do that for clients and things like that, I've realized that that takes away from real intuitive eating. And for me, it's all about intuitive eating. So let me answer your question, Penny, which is really related to, weight gain. This is protein. This is a protein-rich food. Tofu is a wonderful fermented protein-rich food. And what it is going to help you is to create a lot of muscle mass in your body. So if you are working out 6 days a week, tofu, if you don't have an allergy to it, can be really wonderful food because it's definitely protein-rich and it's very easy to get and use. Much easier, I would say, than using like having to cook up a chicken breast or any piece of meat if you want extra protein. And you're going to have a lot more nutrients in this tofu than you're going to get from meat. So I know that Penny, I think you are plant-based, but I just want to say that tofu is wonderful food. It is not something to be concerned about in terms of weight gain. If anything, if you're going to combine this with a healthy diet, and that's with other fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds, tofu is really a wonderful protein staple for a plant-based person. So I just kind of want to say that. Thank you for asking the question. Everybody is going to be a little bit different. So every body is literally every person's body is bio-individual. So every person's going to respond to different things. But I would really encourage you, Penny, to like try tofu out and try it in different forms. I have a lot of recipes using tofu for like tofu scramble and tofu bacon and amazing tofu, smoky tofu, like croutons on top of soup. So really great way to get added protein with kind of a low calorie food, which is what I really appreciate about good tofu. And I love the sprouted. Oh, cool question. I'm going to put this one up too. Geraldine asks, wondering if you have tried these in an air fryer. They could be good that way. I don't have an air fryer, but what I do have is this oven right behind me, which is a convection oven. So here's a little quick tip. I don't have an air fryer because I don't need one because I actually have an oven that is convection. So if you're on the market for an air fryer, wondering if you want to get one or not, Hi, Manisha. The quick answer is you don't need one if you have a convection oven already in your home. So that's number one. But I want to answer you, Geraldine. Yes, you could probably do this in the air fryer, and I'm sure it would work out really, really well. Try it, and please let us know, will you? I know that you are a part of our I know that you are a part of our Plant-Based Made Easy Facebook group, or at least I think you are. Geraldine, you are, right? Anyway, if you try these, will you become, if you're not already, a member of our Plant-Based Made Easy Facebook group? It's totally free to join. And I would love for you to take a photo of your air-fried sesame tofu toasts if you decide to make them. We would love to see that. It's really fun community, you guys. Hop on Facebook, hop onto that Facebook group and check us out. That's sort of like where people that watch this show and buy the cookbooks and want to talk all things about plant-based living and making it easy and plant-based eating easy. That's where we come to congregate and talk and discuss. So check it out. All right, these are looking really great. Most importantly, they're smelling great. I'm going to wipe my hand off here. I'm going to get a paper towel. This is going to suffice. This is going to be sufficient. This is going to suffice. I don't know if that's correct. This is going to be sufficient. I'm going to take a piece of paper towel here, and I want to make sure that I'm going to really drain these on a paper towel as soon as they come off. There we go. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little spoon. Yay! All right, yeah, Geraldine, you are a part of the Facebook group, and yes, you are going to take a photo and let us know how it goes. All right, coming back. Here we go. Just let's take a look. Make sure we're doing okay here. Oh man, do these look so good. I think they need a little bit more time before I flip them. Not quite there. I'm going to add just a touch more oil because I can see some dry spots in this pan. This looks so good. You guys, I'm getting like a sesame tofu facial right now, and I'm not mad about it. So yummy. I want to see if I have any other questions here. Have you guys tried any of the recipes in issue 8 yet that you absolutely love? We're on week 2 of the issue 8 cookbook, you guys. That's this right here. I printed it out so I could show you the really cool cover photo. I love this recipe. This is one of our really cool avocado spinach dip. Yummy, and it's really good for crudité. So I wanted to put that into the cover of our book this month because that recipe is slamming. Yeah, let me know, what are the recipes you've tried that you really like? Any of them that come to mind? I like that your name is Fart McNulty. Hi, Fart. Yeah, I'm really glad that you've tried tofu, and I'm glad that you think it's good. I think it's pretty good, too. Hi, Charisse. How's Chicago? Yeah. Hi, Millie. It's good to see you. And Maggie. All right, well, while these cook up and finish up, I'm just going to come back to the cookbook because I want to point out a couple of the recipes that I'm super excited about. Okay, I mentioned that calendar menu tool. Here it is. It's on the first few pages. And it has these little box for every recipe. You can see that. And so that you can actually write in the date that you want or just use it as a checkoff box. Some of the recipes that I'm really excited about, we've done the easy applesauce pancakes. And if you want a really super duper yummy pancake, try the easy applesauce pancakes. And I did do a video for it, so you can go back and look at that. The barbecue jackfruit pizza, hello. Like, so good. You have to try that recipe. We did the vanilla chai oatmeal this week. It was really yummy. Check that out. I'm excited about the chocolate pistachio or peanut cookies, depending on where you live in the world. I'm really expanding the recipe offerings and interchanging different ingredients. So chocolate pistachio cookies or chocolate peanut cookies, depending on if you can get pistachios or peanuts. So yummy. Try that recipe. The easy lentil burgers, so good. If you want a really good grillable burger, that's an awesome one. The coconut bacon tofu scramble. Here's a wonderful recipe for you, Penny. If you're interested in trying tofu, if you really want something that's protein rich and really great way to start your day, the coconut bacon tofu scramble is so yummy. The chickpea salad sando, delicious. I already mentioned the spinach avocado dip. The no-bake peanut butter bars. We had somebody actually make them like the first day that the cookbook came out, and they were fantastic. They looked really good. So check that out. And then the maple blueberry tarts. These are the ones that I'm really excited about. But of course, I don't discriminate. I love all the recipes. All right. I'm going to actually flip these now. Let me show you. Oh man, and they get nice and crispy. The sesame seeds get nice and toasted on the outside. Flip it over. Now you want to actually cook this on the other side as well. So flip it and like let it get crispy on both sides. Oh no, that one needs a little bit more time. And be really gentle with it. I'm using a spoon because I can kind of like grab the filling and the base. All right, and now after we do flip these, we're gonna make the little chili dipping sauce. It's really easy. Ooh, that one got really crispy. Yum. I will say that I don't miss eating animals, but I do miss sometimes having seafood. That's the one thing. And so when I discovered how I could do this recipe for prawn or shrimp toast, but make it tofu, I got really excited because this is one of these things where it's like, it's, you know, it's delicious and you want those similar flavors. And the good thing about eating plant-based is you can kind of make this, you can make them work for you. So you can actually make these recipes and make them flavor like, you know, make them flavor them up, season them up like you would your classic recipe. So remember I was talking about those easy lentil burgers that are really grillable, like really great way to use any of your favorite burger spices that you may have, you know, that you used to actually season your burger, your patties, your actual, you know, animal protein patties back in the day with, you know, season your lentil patties with the same seasoning and you're going to get the same flavors. And people always forget that the flavor of meat is actually, there's not much flavor in animal protein. The flavor is all about the flavor agent. So those are the things that we add to it, the herbs and the spices, and that's what makes something really delicious. So if you want something to taste like, if you're missing or having a craving for something that you used to eat a lot before you went plant-based, try to season it up and make it similar. Oh, and I'm so glad to hear Marie liked the tahini cabbage slaw. We made that a few days ago. It was good. I had it again yesterday. Last night I had sausage pizza with the cabbage slaw on the side. Ooh, it was a good dinner. It was really, really good. Oh, Sharice, I'm glad to hear that it's getting warmer in Chicago and the snow has melted. I feel like that was a long winter for you guys. Yeah, all right. So these are looking really good. Let's make the little sesame, the chili sauce. Excuse me. Where's my bowl? I'm going to make it right here. All right, so I'm going to make the chili sauce. I'm going to make it with 2 ingredients. You can make it however you want. If you want to add scallions, if you want to add ginger, if you want to add whatever you want to add, make it your own. I'm going to use sambal olik, oops, there we go, which is a wonderful and easy ingredient. Do it overhead. And you can get this in the Asian ingredient section of your grocery store. Yes, Jennifer, I know that you're a part of the Facebook group, and I'm really glad that you are. So I have a little bit of smudge, whatever. Add a little bit of the sambal olik or the chili paste. You can also use sweet chili paste if you don't want it hot. And then add a little bit of white wine vinegar or rice vinegar, okay? I'm going to use rice vinegar today because this is seasoned rice vinegar and it's super yummy. I'm going to add a couple splashes of this and then just give this a mix and then a taste. And really all you're doing is kind of thinning out the chili paste and you're making it a little bit more acidic, which is going to cut the richness of this tofu toast. So let me just taste it. Oh man, so good. Okay, these are done. I can tell. I'm going to do a full screen of it so you can see. Ooh, and spicy, I might add. I'm going to turn the heat off so these don't. These look so good. So these don't actually burn. And let me just show you. Yum. Who wants a bite of that? I do. Okay, put these on your paper towel here, just to like blot them. And you can see the underside got nice and crispy too. Ooh, so good. So yummy. Some of these got a little dark, but I'm not complaining. One, two, three, four, five. That's perfect. Okay. I'm gonna leave these here. Now let's plate it up. Best part, moment you've been waiting for. Get a really cool, cute, I don't know, plate, platter, whatever you want. You can serve these all at once on a platter. What I want to do is the old chef swoop. Place down some chili sauce. Give it a swoop, right? Gorgeous already. We haven't even done anything. And then just plate these down. And I like to stack them. Just like this. Now, if I want, I could actually add some sesame seeds. Just gorgeous. Let me get this out of the view. I want you guys to just take this in with me. Look at that, right? A delicious sesame tofu toast. My gosh. Yes. This is such a great recipe. All right. I'm going to leave this one here because it's so gorgeous. And then I'm going to plate this for myself so I can take a little bite. Look, you can hear I'm salivating already. Before I give this food a bite, I want to give this food a little gratitude, as I always do. Thank you, food. Thank you, God. Here we go. Seriously, you got to get into this. Like, try it. Stop whatever you're doing. Go make some sesame tofu toast. Crispy, savory, protein rich, filling. So satisfying. I love the roasted sesame seeds. I don't usually have like more than one bite. I couldn't help it though. I mean, come on. This recipe is so good, you guys. You're going to love it. I know that you will. Check it out. Excuse me. Enjoy this recipe. Make it your own. Add some scallions. Add some turmeric. Whatever you want to make this even more delicious for you, your family, and your friends. Enjoy this recipe, you guys. Please continue to support me and what I'm doing by purchasing a one-off cookbook. This is issue number 8. You can purchase any of the past cookbooks as well on my Square site. I will put the link for that as well, because I know a lot of you haven't been there in a while. Or better yet, you can actually get these cookbooks for a discount every single month by becoming a member of our monthly cookbook subscription. And I really hope that you guys do so. Thank you for joining me this week. It has been really fun. I'm going to be back tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to actually just have like a coffee chat, hang out a bit. I'm going to demo one of our staple recipes, plant milk. If you're interested in making plant milk and you don't know how to do it or why it's important to learn how to make plant milk, milk made from plants, nuts, and seeds specifically, I'm going to show you how to do that tomorrow. So join me for that. And then I'm going to have a cup of coffee and we're going to gab about plant-based eating and living, you guys. Thank you for the support. I love you all. Have a wonderful rest of your day and I'll see you next time. Peace.